Elena with the Spark of the Self, going over the Astrological Energy Forecast for July 10th through the 16th. Okay, so the background energies that we need to be mindful of is that we have 3 planets that are currently in retrograde. So we have Pluto that's been in retrograde since May 1st and will be so until October 10th. And this is just to bring about an inner transformation within us. Then we have Saturn retrograde, which started June 17th, will be in effect till November 6th. This is a time to be reviewing past lessons. No new lessons will be incurred, but we need to learn them in order to move forward, because remember, what you don't learn, you repeat. Then we have the newer one, which is Neptune retrograde, which started June 30th and will be about until December 6th. This is the time when the veil is lifted from our eyes. The truth is exposed. So deceits, anything that's been in the unconscious is being brought to the front. Because remember, Pluto is the lord of the underworld. Everything that we suppress, say our shadow selves, things that we no longer want to deal with, is what Pluto rules over. So our darkest aspects of ourselves are being brought forward because they need to be healed in order to move forward. Okay, and so this week, it's about equilibrium. Okay, so we're in the waning moon all through the week. We just had the full moon last week. We'll have the waning moon this week, and then beginning of next week, we will have a new moon. So we are in equilibrium. Things are going to stay as they are. This is a period of rest for us, deep meditation and introspection, because we need to rest to be prepared for this fortune that we're on the brink of. We are so close to success. Do not give up. Okay, so that's a good way to start the week. July 10th, it's a lot cosmically, just like it'll be a lot cosmically the week after. Mars will be in Virgo. Mercury will be in opposition to Pluto. Then we'll have a moon in Taurus and Mercury in Leo. So we're going to have a drive and assertiveness to further bring organization into our lives through developing a routine. You know, slow and steady wins the race. This may get us to focus on our health and well-being. So self-care, self-love is important. That's I know my videos are usually a lot earlier, but I've been practicing, I guess, my self-care early. It's just been a lot for me in the past couple weeks, like I'm sure it has been for many of you, and the collective unconscious, because if you're watching this video, you're meant to hear these messages. So take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? But also on this day that we need to be aware of is to remain grounded, okay? There's going to be insecurities, discontent. Remember, Pluto bringing the unpleasantness to the forefront. So any insecurities, discontents that have some manipulative power struggle like tendencies and conversations with others. So be grounded. You know, prepare yourself for these kind of conversations. Don't get triggered into them, you know, because people who have a power struggle kind of dynamic, or they're trying to manipulate you, there is some kind of trigger, meaning they will just come at you with some kind of a like emotional thing that they know that will create some kind of emotional upset with you. So just remain grounded, detach. Do not get involved emotionally with it, because what happens is it robs your energy. It lowers your vibration, okay? And that's how you end up with an empty cup. Can't pour from an empty cup. Okay, so July 11th, the moon will be in conjunction with Jupiter. So this is a better day. This is a day of optimism where our intuition will communicate areas that we will have success in and expanding in. This is a day of luck, because remember, Jupiter is luck. So whatever we have been trying to manifest for a while, this is going to provide us with an area that we will be successful in. You know, like an idea that will bring forth fruit, you know. And then July 13th, we'll have a moon in Gemini. So this is going to be a favorable day for meetings, studying, negotiations, writing, as conversations will be intellectually stimulating, providing areas that are to arouse our curiosities for us to like further explore, okay? It's meant for you to study. So say if you're drawn to a particular topic, you're drawn to a particular just a particular thing, like say I've been drawn to movies sometimes, I get drawn to books, you know, as you notice I got drawn into astrology and like reading the stars. So wherever your intuition is telling you to go, follow where it may lead, because you are meant to learn that as it's needed. Okay, so July 14th, the sun will be in sextile with Uranus. This is the day to try new things and be open to new things, as the energy will be backing the freedom to pursue our authentic selves and to express our authentic selves. And then July 15th, we're going to have an intuitive focus on emotional healing as well as nurturing within the home. How can you be more nurturing? How can you facilitate some emotional healing within the home? This may be a day to just stay home, to avoid people. I mean, that's always, some good advice, to avoid people. Contain your energy, rest. So this week, as I've stated, this is a week of balance, equilibrium, and adaptability. We need to be resilient as it's needed time, because we are close to success. We are on the brink of good fortune. We will be provided with opportunities to heal our grief, our loss that was caused from heartbreak. I know a lot of people think that heartbreak is just from romantic partners. No, it can be from any kind of relationship, friendships, families, parents, kids, etc. Whatever has been lodged in your heart that has provided some kind of grief that you've been healing on. I know here in the past 3 weeks, a month, we've been given this opportunity to heal this part of ourselves. We've been brought aware, hey, there's something going on in the heart chakra area that you have to give up. You have to let go in order to get the success. Once this is given, once you release it, you will get the success. But this has to come first. So whatever you are being intuitively guided to let go of, see what kind of people are coming around you at this time, because that's the whole reason for the spiral to the self. You repeat things. You repeat experiences. So see who's coming to you at this time, because they're meant to heal too. It's opportunities for them, and if they fail, they fail. So what areas do you need to improve on? Who's coming back in your life? Who's trying to convince you of something different? Who's a distraction for your success? And with this comes jealousy. This comes where people think that your success should be theirs, not being happy for you. Win anyways. But we have to sacrifice something small, which is this heartbreak that we don't need anymore. And we need to sacrifice it in order to get bigger things later. Okay? And it's required for us to move forward with these new changes and this new beginning that we are about to be on. Okay, and this leads into the chakra that will be mostly impacted this week, which is the heart chakra. Okay, this connects us to our inner self. This is the area to let go, releasing emotional pain. Love is divine power, and it's our ability to relate to others. It guides us through dreams, astral projection, writing, any kind of things like that. Like, it is the house for your soul. It is what communicates to you what you need to do in order to live to your authentic self and to your soul's purpose. And it's a seat of harmony, compassion, love, gratitude, and forgiveness. The green color is to indicate the inner healing ability and energy that we have within ourselves. So the body, according to the chakra healing, the body is able to completely heal itself. And it primarily starts with your internal systems, how you speak to yourself, how you translate the outer world to your inner world, and what you think that your place in it, where you think your place is in it. So it translates what you perceive. It translates all your relationships that you've had with other people, and it internalizes. So however you think of those experiences and how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the relationships that you've cultivated since childhood, since birth, that is the heart chakra here, okay? But you do have the ability to heal it. The yang function of this chakra pertains to relationships with others and what we are giving to the world. The yin function is the relationship with ourselves and what we are willing to receive from the world. So like I said, we are being told that this is a price we have to pay with this old heartbreak that we've had that gave us some grief, that probably impacted us in an area of self-worth of some kind, like someone who took your power away because they put you in they put you in a state of low vibration because you probably felt rejection, you probably felt unworthy, you probably felt like it was probably a person you never thought would do that to you. You know, like I said, I think one of the hardest things is having to deal with a family member or people that you trust, say in infancy and childhood, that betray you, that hurt you, that you never thought would be able to, that it's against the nature of them, or what would be the nature of them to do that to you. So we have to get rid of it because it's no longer serving us. And it also takes the power away from the other person who intentionally did the harm. It's the power of forgiveness. It doesn't say that that you are, I've lost the word, that you are trying to give the person who caused you the heartache or the grief, you're trying to not hold them accountable for it. But no, you stop harboring it within yourself to where it prevents you from moving forward. You forgive, not to take away accountability for them, but to make it to where it no longer hurts and impacts you. They'll deal with their own karma. That's not on you. You need to heal this, though, so that way what they did, they don't win. They don't win in destroying you. They don't win in making you less than what you're meant to be in this lifetime. Okay? And this is, in order for us to not have, if you are in a misalignment with this chakra, like it's imbalanced, it will result in poor circulation, shoulder and arm pain, the thymus gland, heart problems, so it attacks your circulatory and respiratory systems if it's out of alignment, and that's how it will manifest physiologically. Breast cancer, and it stems from, if it's out of balance or imbalanced, it can create jealousy, narcissism, loneliness. And if it's mixed with the third eye chakra, so if you're having problems here and you're having problems up here, it's relating to areas of codependency and caretaking. Like you have some heartbreak from someone that you felt very close to, that you considered their life above yours. And a way to heal this, at least momentarily, or to get on track. Remember, healing is not a linear process. You heal all at once sometimes, you heal very little sometimes. It's like a little chart here. Healing is not a linear process. So a way to bring about those changes, develop that routine that we need, for this Monday, develop that routine, is go walking. Eat a heart-healthy diet, like the Mediterranean diet. Intermittent fasting, I can recommend that myself because that's what I use. Drinking your whole gallon of water to get your body to be processing what it needs to process and run how it needs to in order for you to be healthy. So just keep that in mind this week, guys. I know for myself, the word narcissist has popped up a lot in the past 2 weeks for me to be mindful of, with areas of my own heart chakra that that gave me grief. People just think it's romantic. It's not. There can be other things. There can be other people. Like, so there's people that you trust, people that you think that would never do this to you. And there's also, not wanting people to win. And I have some news for you. If you are, I know this happens in the community, and it's just from low vibrational beings who aren't awakened yet, but to narcissistic people are people who are hurt, that refuse any kind of accountability for their actions, refuse to see anything they need to improve themselves, and refuse to heal, so therefore they hurt other people. Okay? And what does a narcissist do? Like, we're talking about people coming back into your lives, we're talking about an area that you need to heal. Well, if these people are trying to come back, or if you're starting to notice things of these people, a narcissist is going to go where there's light. So if you, and one of the places that the narcissists mostly are attracted to are high vibrational beings, people who have an inner light, people who are just magnetic, people who have the law of attraction working on their side. Okay? A narcissist is going to go to that like a moth to a flame, because they want to feed off that energy. They don't have it for themselves, and they thrive off of taking it from you, because they will not heal. And with narcissists, it seems like they try to get an emotional reaction from you, because they feel in control when you are unstable in some way. Either you don't have stability within the home, or you don't have stability emotionally, or you're just dealing with a place that gives them kind of a savior or hero mentality, where they have the best to offer for you. Like I said, this is generally stemmed around self-worth issues. So this person, people, robbed you of your self-worth. They tried to convince you you weren't worthy of love, that you weren't going to be successful, that you can't be without them, that they were the best you were going to have. That may be true, like you may be the best for that person, but can you ask, is that person also for your highest good? Like, you may be the best they can do, but are they the best you can do? Are they the best for your highest good and your growth? And like I said, I know in the community this happens, where people who get jealous, because that happens, and people who have some kind of spiritual ability, they're prone to the same emotions that everyone else is. They can feel jealousy, they can feel loneliness, they can feel out of balance. Like I said, the power struggles that are supposed to happen this week, they can feel that way because they're unhealed and they're unhappy. They're morose and they're moody, and they may seem perfect on the outside. They may be doing the right things and saying the right things, but internally, and what they're putting out there is just pure negative. And whether they are casting against you or giving you the evil eye or anything like that to try to thwart you from your happiness, because they want to remain and retain that control they've had over you, just know, don't do anything back. I am part of the pagan community myself. I'm very aware of the spells that you can do. Don't. I've actually learned something recently that is why you shouldn't, and I'm going to tell you why. So you can do mirroring spells. You can do return to senders, which is if someone's doing something terribly to you, you can have the universe send it back to them. They get it back. But when you do that, what you don't realize is you equal the karma between you both. So if they did something truly terrible for you, the best thing you can do, detach from it, see what importance it had on your path, what you need to learn from it, and then move forward. Because you are protected, you are guided, and you are loved. Especially if you are of high vibration, because that means you've done the work, you've done the healing. And that means that you have a place on this earth to bring more healing to others. You're a catalyst, you're a transformer. You're meant to awaken. You're meant to get people to awaken. We're in the age of media. We're in the age of brainwashing, and we've been in that way, I'd say, probably since the past 70 years. But we've been in this brainwashing stage. So we need people to awaken. And if people are still on that low vibrational setting and they are spiritually inclined, let karma do the work. Let it send them back. Don't do anything. You can't save everybody. And I know sometimes it's hard to let a loved one reap the rewards of what they've sent out. You want to protect them, and you want to go, oh, you ignorant little thing. You didn't know what you did. And you try to cushion the blow. Don't this time. Let karma take care of it itself. It's due to this person. So do not do anything magically to thwart it. Dissolve if you have been cast against. There's definitely ways to protect yourself without having to do a spell to return it. You can do witches' bottles. You can do witches' orbs. You can do the whole cleansings of the home. You can seal the home. You can do you can wear protective jewelry, like stones that have protective abilities. Like I think tiger's eye is one of the best ones and carnelian, because it takes from the outside, the negative from the outside, and converts it to positive. So there's things that you can do to protect yourself. But say if you've noticed that you've received some kind of ill fortune and it's because of that, or if you've been getting some kind of warning of that, then don't do anything. That is my advice to you. Okay, and this leads into my book. So I just had a reading at the Silver Wolf where I read this, and you can find the reading of it by me, Belair Ulrich, on my YouTube channel, which is Aspire to the Self 7754, as well as on my business page, which is www.aspiraltotheself.com. This book goes into everything that we've been dealing with for the past month. So it's marketed for kids, but trust me, I haven't met an adult who didn't resonate with it in some way. Haven't. Because it goes over big things, like toxic relationships. It goes over rape, domestic violence, and how to get through that. Like I said, without traumatizing the child. It's in a way people can understand, but without traumatizing the child. It plants that seed, so that way if there is a red flag, they listen and don't ignore it. and have to spend like half their lives just trying to undo that mess. They can have it now, because I tell you what, in schools they don't teach you none of that. They don't prepare you for it, and unfortunately many homes don't prepare people for it either. You know, like rape and domestic violence were one definition answers when I went to school. So it made it hard to identify when I got older. Think like narcissism. If you went through some kind of narcissistic event in your childhood where you dealt with those kind of people who invalidated your feelings, who invalidated your self-worth, who invalidated your life purpose and your path, like try to thwart you so they could retain that control over you. If you grew up with that, you probably went onto the world thinking that that's what love was and had relationships that attracted to you because that was your whole aura, that was your energy, because somebody's been feeding off of you all that time. When you're out to the world, you're like, oh, that's love, and you end up being with someone else who abused you in some way, or attracting another narcissist, okay? And that's what this goes into. It goes into, no matter what happens to you, there's some pretty terrible things that can happen to you, okay? But it doesn't define you. You don't remain a victim. You can have your happy ending. You can have your success. You can have your healing. You can have your fulfillment for the world without doing it the way that we've been brainwashed to thinking that we were supposed to do, but in actuality made everybody miserable. We're talking about people that wait till they're in their midlife to discover what they want to do with their soul purpose, or what is their soul purpose, or they're just entirely unhappy with their life because they followed a program that someone else gave to them and they didn't listen to them. This gets kids and adults to listen to them. It explains it to you in a way that will understand, and it'll tell you, don't give up. That you can have it. You just got to be resilient and have independence. Especially if you're a woman, you need financial independence. You need that before you bring your Prince Charming to the forefront. You need to be able to take care of yourself before you bring along another person, especially before you bring on a kid. You know, you need to be able to take care of yourself, because otherwise you end up in codependent situations. And what does codependency lead to? Abuse. And then people get stuck, especially if they have kids, multiple kids, they get stuck. And the laws in the United States are not favorable for women in domestic violence. Like, I can tell you that. They give you a piece of paper that I guess you're supposed to wear on you like a shield, and that's supposed to stop somebody from trying to kill you. But if you pick up arms against them, you can go to jail. And all it takes is one phone call for a fight, for like a neighbor to call on you because you guys are having a fight. You could be completely innocent, but they could take your kids away because of the other person and their reaction. So, important. Rape happens to one of our people. Domestic violence is 40% of relationships. Plan it early so you don't have to help heal later. Okay? It's pretty bleak, but it is about the heart chakra, and that is what we're talking about. So again, signed copies are on my website. I will have the hardcover as soon as the 12th that I will be more than happy to sign. One thing that's been brought to my attention is the price. One, you need to understand this isn't your one-line scholastic, one sentence scholastic kids book. It's not that. This is, honestly, I've read probably 5 books myself on intuition and the ego and psychology and all of that, and how to get to your inner self. These are chapter books. This is condensed down for as young as a child to be able to understand. Okay, you can go and read the chapter books if you really need to, or you can read this in 25 pages that's at the intelligence level that a child can understand. Okay, so I understand when it says $17.99, that can be discouraging for people who's expecting like Pete the Cat kind of stuff. It's not Pete the Cat. It's an actual like manual almost on how to listen to yourself and to keep going and follow your life path. Like those books are 25 to some of my favorite mythology books are like $60. Okay, that's just the world printing, and that's just what it costs. I'm sorry. I can't help that. I've tried. I've been very, very fair, but you're not paying for garbage. You're not paying for stuff that you go, I could have written this. How is this? The stuff that my kids pick out for me to read, it's like, fuck, I could write this. Anybody who knows like English knows English can write these books. I mean, it's not like the illustrations are super, super great. It's not like It's not like the messages are super great either. They're like what was even that? Some of the books my kids bring home are like encyclopedias for like Pikachu and Pokemon and those little cars. Don't get it. Yeah, this isn't garbage. You're paying for healing. You're paying for guidance. You're paying for hope. That is what you're paying for. Okay? All right, guys. Well, this is Valena, the author of The Princess and Her Inner Voice, as well as owner of Aspire to the Self. Till later, guys. Bye.